So I sort of nonchalantly agreed to give this 15-minute talklet on meditation, and then spent ages wondering what on earth can you say in 15 minutes about such an enormous topic? And should it be something general? Should it be something specific, or what? Anyway, in the end, I opted for an old favorite. So this is a teaching from the Anguttara Nikaya, the Numerical Discourses. It's a sutta, yes, that describes the 4 types of meditators. And so this is a summary of the sutta content, and very imaginatively I've called the 4 types type 1, 2, 3 and 4, and perhaps it's very obvious, but anyway, so this type 1 meditator is someone who finds meditation difficult and who makes slow progress on the spiritual path. And the type 2 also finds meditation difficult, but actually progresses rather faster. Then type 3 is someone who finds meditation easy, but nevertheless whose progress is slow. And then the type 4 is someone who finds meditation easy and progresses rather quickly. So the first question then is, what type of meditator are you at the moment? So I'm really emphasizing at the moment because it can change and it will change over time. And then the second question is obviously, why do we need to know? What's the point in knowing what type of meditator we are? Well, knowing will point to our working ground, will point to how to work with our individual mind. And perhaps it's obvious to you, looking at these types, what type of meditator you are. But if it's not obvious, one useful way to find out is to keep a meditation diary, just for perhaps a few weeks, to see the pattern of our meditations. I suggest that you keep it simple though. If you look in meditation manuals, including my beloved Kamala Shila, often the suggestions for keeping diary are just far too complex. I mean, who's got time to write all that, especially if you're preparing to go to work? So I would say just keep it really simple. Write a couple of sentences, something in general about the meditation session, any difficulty that you came against, what you did about it, and then always something positive. Even if that positive is simply writing, I had a plan to sit for 30 minutes and I stayed on my cushions for that time. So the second thing I wanted to talk about this morning, what I want to bring in here is not from the sutta. It's my own contribution, it's my own thinking to help us work with the type of meditator that we are. So I suggest that there are these 3 qualities that are essential for a meditator. So the qualities of patience, perseverance, and confidence. So by patience, I mean forbearance, really. Courageously facing whatever is happening. Face and stay with whatever difficulty we encounter, just bearing up. By perseverance, I mean the determination to return again and again to our cushions, to our mental states, even when nothing seems to be changing. And then confidence is having sufficient experience, positive experience of meditation to know that change is possible. So here I've put together the types of meditators and the qualities that each type of meditator has developed already and needs to develop. So this is definitely in the self-development area of practice. So type 1 then, the one who finds meditation difficult and whose progress is slow, has, if they've stuck with meditating, has already developed a lot of patience and perseverance because of the difficulties and the slow progress. They perhaps need to develop some confidence. So type 2 then, who also finds meditation difficult, but who progresses rather faster. They will have developed patience on account of that difficult meditation experience, but also confidence on account of making rather faster progress. And they perhaps need to develop some perseverance. Type 3 then, through finding meditation easy, but making slow progress, will have developed perseverance because of that slow progress, but also confidence because for them meditation is easy. They will need some patience. And the type 4, for whom everything seems to be easy, will have oodles of confidence, but perhaps haven't had to develop the patience and perseverance needed in the long run. And so initially you might think, oh, lucky old type 4s, that's the best position to be in. But actually, in my own experience, it is not so. So when I first started meditating, I do think I was a type 4 meditator. I loved meditating and I seemed to be making fair progress quite quickly. And so this happy state lasted for about 2 years. And then I hit a huge difficulty. So every time I sat on my cushions, day, morning, night, whenever it was, almost immediately I would fall asleep. And it was nothing to do with being tired. It was this enormous resistance that for some reason was my mind had developed. So luckily, I went on an intensive meditation retreat at Sthiranāga, and there a resident Mitra, who later became Silanatha, gave me some really helpful advice about what to do with my difficulty. So what I'm saying is that even if at the moment you think, oh, you know, I'm not really getting on with my meditations, all this difficulty going on, you might actually think of yourself as the lucky one, because in the long run, you might well be faring better than somebody who has a really good time and enjoys herself or himself. So what I would say is, you know, whatever difficulties you may be experiencing, so like that Mitra at Sthiranāga, there's plenty of help to hand. So the Colchester Sangha is full of experienced meditators and meditation teachers as well, who'd be very happy to help you with whatever is going on in your meditation. At the same time, it's also true that you are the expert. You are the one who knows your mind best of all, better than anybody else. And so you can experiment and do experience, get creative about your practice. If something doesn't work, do something else. Do a controlled experiment, the sort that Sangha Retina recommends in one of his many talks about Srikirti pillars. And here again, meditation manuals, sensibly consulted, will certainly help. But don't rely on just one. At the same time, don't buy them all. Take a sort of middle way position. Have maybe 4 or 5 meditation books, because each one will have something to contribute. But don't expect the manual to sort out your problems. The manual will give you pointers for what to do, for you to be able to solve your own individual meditation issues. And a meditation manual is no substitute for actually meditating. I say that because I don't know if you do this, but I sometimes look at pictures in cookbooks. I have no intention of, well, even the skill, ever making any of those dishes. I just quite like the mouth-watering pictures, especially the pictures of the puddings. Those are my favorite. And I think reading meditation manuals can be a bit like that. You know, we sort of enjoy the mouth-watering descriptions of amazing meditation experiences without probably ever really seriously getting down to it on our cushions. Anyway, it's interesting. I'll finish in a moment. But we've had several quotes from Dilgo Khyentse Bhante's, one of Bhante's teachers, and I too wanted to just share with you this exhortation from him. It's full of cheerful encouragement, I think. It's very short. So Dilgo Khyentse says this: each moment of meditation is completely unique and full of potentiality of new discovery. Simply plunge straight into meditation at this very moment with your whole mind and be free from hesitation, boredom, or excitement.